round 2 of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship here from Snetterton. They're starting to rise, away they go, and Luke Hilton looks to make a good start from pole position. He has made a good start. Ronnie Smith has gone backwards though, I'm afraid. The 96 car on the outside line being swamped as they run towards Rich's corner for the first time, and then he gets involved in a bit of contact, I think, on the run to the first corner. Everyone else scrambling to avoid the potentially wounded 96 car, but luckily that was not as big as it could have been. Into Wilson they go. They're single file at the front of the field. Very well behaved, but Mikulev is looking up the inside. In fact, he does more than look. He commits to a move, and there is now contact into the side of Luke Hilton, who goes around. He's collected by Solarski, and the top 2 finishers from race 1 are potentially out of the race at turn 2, and that was not Solarski's fault at all. It was contact between Hilton and Mulryan. Oh, and the car's on fire as well. So Solarski probably needs to try and get out of that car as quickly as he can. You can see the smoke in the background, and he is. He's driven it off the track and has got out of the car, but I don't think has stopped the car. So the car now is completing its journey to a place of safety all by itself, and the marshals need to get to it as quickly as possible. The main news is that Maximilian is out of the car and okay. But this might now require a safety car, I think, because the marshals need to be able to get to it, and that is Ronnie Smith off. Ronnie Smith going the wrong way completely down in Agostini. But I suspect that car has a bit of damage anyway, because it did have a little bit of side-to-side contact with someone off the line. It may have bent something in the right rear corner. Right, in all of this, I've lost track of who's leading the race. I think it is Ryan Mikulev. It is Ryan Mikulev. Bit of damage to the left front corner, though, after that contact. Sam Nessa, I think, is into second place. Yes, he is. So Nessa, who ran second in the early stages of race 1, back into P2 again now. Yellow flags are out, though, and the safety car, I think, is being scrambled. So safety car looks as though it's going to neutralise the race. Unsurprising, really, with the car stricken at Wilson. And that really is the main reason, because there's obviously a lot of debris on the track. There is potentially some radiator coolant that will be down there as well. And I wonder how much that damage might now start to affect Ryan Mikulev, because Ryan has the grille loose, the bodywork a little bit loose. It might have done something to the steering too. But, holding on to the lead up until the point of the safety car. So, fire truck heads out, unsurprisingly. RunYourFleet.com safety car waits to pick up the leaders. And Ryan Mikulev leads from second, Sam Nessa, and third, Ben Mulryan. So he was in the right place at the right time there to pick his way through all of that. And has now got the Mark 7 car up into a podium spot. Fourth is Daniel Lewis in another of the Mark 7s as Maximilian Solarski trudges away. If he's on the outside at Wilson, it is a long walk back. It'll probably take him the rest of the day to get back to the pit lane. That is, well, it's on the exit of Williams. He's walking down the Bentley straight, but you've got to walk all the way down the straight, which at one point was the longest straight in British motorsport, all the way around the S's, through Coram, through the bomb hole, and in fact you can't even get to, oh no, I suppose you can go over the circuit access bridge, can't he, at the end of the straight. But gives him time to compose himself, reflect on what happened. That very much wasn't his fault. Did Hilton get going again? Yes, he did. Hilton has continued and has not been in the pit lane. So Luke Hilton, I think, is at the back of the queue after being tagged into that half spin. There he is, the white and yellow car. Be interested to see how badly damaged the right-hand side of that car is. I think there's damage to the right front corner, isn't there? And that front right wheel is pointing at a very odd angle. So let's watch for him. He's going to be the last car in the queue. Ooh, well, okay, didn't look too bad from that angle, actually. See if we get a better look down at Agostini, but it's the bodywork is not such an issue in these cars. They're not producing any downforce exactly, but if the steering's been knocked out or the camber of the front right wheel is out, then that could be more problematic. Cars will all run with camber on the front axles to help with the grip across the front tyres. But that car, at first glance, looked as though it had a bit too much front camber in it. Here he comes. Race 1 winner, Luke Hilton. How bad? Yeah, I don't think that's pointing in quite the right direction, is it? Oh, hello. Who was that? Oh, that's that is Benjamin Doughty, who has spun behind the safety car. Now, that doesn't normally go down too well with race control. And luckily, he wasn't collected by anyone because Doughty was not running right at the back. In fact, he was running midfield. He was 12th. So about 8 cars had to go past him without collecting him. And the last thing they would have expected was a car pointing the wrong way. So Doughty thankfully able to rejoin, but he won't be able to reclaim his position, I don't think, because he fell right to the back of the group. Of course, on a warm-up lap, if you have a spin, or you stop for whatever reason, the rule is that if you fall right to the back, you're not allowed to reclaim your position. If you don't, then you can go back up to where you were. I'm not 100% sure on what happens if that occurs behind the safety car. Lots of bits of Ford Fiesta being recovered from the track. And not enough brooms to go around, unfortunately, but the marshal's doing a great job getting that out of the way. That's definitely fluid on the track, isn't it? That's going to require further cleanup, I think. So, with only, well, we're nearly halfway through the race already. This is the problem with 15-minute races. And of course, we've got a TCR race that's due to start in 10 minutes. Which is presumably going to be pushed back a little bit, so you can stick around here for a little while longer if you are waiting for your TCR action to begin on the TCR UK YouTube page. So hopefully we'll get this race restarted at some point, but it might be a really short, sharp dash for the cash. It's not great news for people like Luke Hilton, who are trying to recover from their early time loss. Great news for Ryan Micallef. He's got the lead. He's got a car that might be carrying a bit of damage, and every lap behind the safety car is an extra lap that he doesn't have to defend from Sam Nesser and Ben Mulryan and Daniel Lewis behind him. Jensen Bell, by the way, who started 9th, is up into 5th position, ahead of Simpson, Mason, Hayden, then Rashan, Tyler, Chigarimbo even, and James Pope completing the top 10. The lights are out. The lights are out on the safety car. Well, maybe my eyes deceive me, but I'm pretty sure there's a load of fluid down on the apex at the Wilson hairpin, but I'm sure the marshals had a close look at it. They will know better than me, and hopefully we're not going to have pandemonium at the Wilson hairpin in about 30 seconds' time. So we're going to go racing with 6.5 minutes to go, and Ryan Micallef is going to lead the field to green. No overtaking before the line, of course. I think that caught a few people further back a little bit out, and Micallef weaving around madly there down the pit straight. Here comes Ben Mulryan, though, looking to try and find a way past Sam Nesser to the inside, to the outside, back to the inside again. Nesser turns across his nose. So nearly a touch between the two of them. Nesser a little bit sideways. Now, fingers crossed, everybody. They're coming down to the Wilson hairpin. A car off in the background. That's James Pope bouncing spectacularly across the grass. But is everyone going to get cleanly through the Wilson hairpin? It looks like they might, actually. It is the lowest speed corner on the track, I suppose. But they are sliding wide, aren't they? So I think there is something down there that's limiting the adhesion. But they've all got through it relatively unscathed. On the inside there goes Lucas Hayden in the 46 car, trying to take 7th place away from car number 85, that was, as they went into Palmer's, 85 being Jensen Mason. As the leaders arrive at Agostini, with Ben Mulryan asking all the right questions of Sam Nesser, but so far Nesser having all of the answers. There goes Lucas Hayden. He just gained a place, and now the race car consultant's machine is pointing the wrong way at Agostini. But Ryan Micallef, in fairness to him, he carried a bit of damage through most of race 1 and was still the quickest car on the track. And looks like he's going to do the same with proper damage this time to the left front corner. Down the back straight they will go. Oh, that's another damaged car. That's Rashan Tyler Chigarimbo, who's had a moment with somebody. Very deranged front end. There goes Luke Hilton, so he's carrying on even with that. But oh, that's the car that Chigarimbo has tangled with, I suspect, and it's Jacob Hodgkiss. Oggies, I think, is the site for that accident. And that's going to be another safety car, because that car and what's left of it is in the middle of the road. Well, they were really well behaved in race 1, the juniors, and I think they've gained in confidence since that first race, and now things are starting to get a bit more intense, aren't they? Ben Mulryan here trying to have a go Oh, and that's George Foxlow off as well. He must have been involved in the Chigarembo and Jacob Hodgkiss dramas. And another car, number 35, that is, of... no, it can't be 315, excuse me. That's Billy Blockley. So there have been 4 cars involved in that, and it will be a surprise to nobody that the runyourfleet.com safety car's been scrambled again. But you have to doubt now whether or not we're going to have time to restart the race, because the time says 3.5 minutes to go, and a lap behind the safety car is going to take probably about 3.5 minutes, so they're going to only have 1 lap behind the safety car, and it will take longer than that to get those cars out of the way. So almost wonder whether it might get called early here. Try and bring back a little bit of time. There is Lucas Hayden, race car consultant's machine that had that spin down at Agostini. The Fiesta graveyard up at Oggies is I'm almost certain going to mean that we don't get any more racing in, which is a real shame. These young drivers have sat around waiting all day to race, and they would have liked to have done the full 15 minutes. And actually, Ryan Micallef, I know I made the argument before that he was enjoying running behind the safety car, but I think based on what we saw in that brief bit of racing just now, I think he's got the pace to win anyway, regardless of whether we were sat behind the pace car. So in a way, he'd probably rather just let the race run its course under green, but obviously no way we can do that with so many cars stuck in dangerous positions. There is a flatbed truck waiting to go out as well, and of course that has to wait for the field to go through, and only then can it head to the scene. Well, I doubt that they're going to get it out of the way within the next 60 seconds or so, which is what they would have to do in order for us to go racing at the end of this lap. And I think if we don't go racing this time, we ain't going to go racing at all. So Ryan Micallef might be about to pick up a relatively easy race win, although again we have to use that awful word, provisional race win, because he did have that contact with Luke Hilton on the first lap. So not apportioning blame there, just saying that whenever there is contact, it will be investigated. And race control have the advantage of getting hold of onboard footage from every car and getting to look at it from many more angles than we do. So they'll make a judgment. And again, TSL timing the place to go for the official results, or indeed the Fiesta Junior website and social medias. The red flag has been thrown, unsurprising really, with, as I said, no time to get the race restarted. So that is going to be it. Ryan Micallef will win the second round of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. Sam Nesser in second, and Benbel Ryan will finish in third. We're not going to get a restart, unfortunately. So that is a big shame that the Fiesta Junior second race is not going to quite live up to the excitement of the first. Well, there was excitement, but not necessarily for the right reasons. So marshals head out onto the track. Big shout out to the marshals again. There's a lot of them here this weekend. Easter weekend is sort of the unofficial start of the motorsport season. I know we've had race meetings over the last month or so actually in the UK, but this is kind of the weekend where everything starts. Lots of racing going on up and down the country. The marshals spread thin across the country, but we have so many volunteer marshals in the UK that we never seem to struggle to get enough to run these meetings. So we thank them for their undying support of British motorsport. And I'm sure they've enjoyed their day. They've been kept busy on a few occasions, but they get the best seat in the house. And we know that they enjoy the work that they do. But it is hard work, no doubt about it. So big thank you to the marshals, all of the volunteers, the officials here at the BRSCC. So many people who put these events together do so, and they don't earn a penny for it. They are volunteers. They do it because they love the sport and because they're passionate about what they do. And they are the glue that hold British motor racing together. So big thank you to all of them. And they are getting involved with the race as they wave the red flags and watch the Fiesta Junior drivers head for the pit lane. So Ryan Mikulev then is going to get the win to go along with a non-finish from earlier on today. But of course, Luke Hilton isn't going to score very many points. He will score, though, because I'm pretty sure as long as you finish the race, you should score points. So Luke Hilton, who I think is going to be classified 14th provisionally, is at least going to score a handful of points for that. So whether he retains the championship lead or not, I don't know, because Sam Nesser was 3rd in race 1. He's going to get 2nd in race 2. I would have thought he will be the best point scorer of the day, because of course Maximilian Salarski, who would have been the next best point scorer, was taken out in that shunt with Hilton as well. So I think we're going to see the